Buenos dias and welcome back to another video, everybody. Today I want to talk about my 2020 film camera collection and the cameras that I've shot already and the ones I'm hoping to fix and shoot, and then the ones that I've purchased recently but have not even shot one roll of film in. I'm really hoping to get out and do that really soon. I know that I'm shifting gears a little bit from digital photography to film photography, but I absolutely love shooting film photography. It's something I picked up in the last year, and I certainly want to include more of it on this channel. So we're going to dive right in with the camera that I have shot the most, and that is the Olympus OM1 MD. Now, this camera, when it first came out, was known as the M1. But if you know anything about film cameras, somebody already owned that name, and that was Leica. So Olympus changed it to OM1 for Olympus M1. And that camera right there was created in 1972. In 1974, this camera came along, the Olympus OM1 MD. It's an SLR camera. If you were to buy it today, it's in the range of about $130 plus or minus a few bucks. This is an SLR camera, can be found on eBay for about $130, give or take. And I really love this camera. It's a great starter camera. In fact, a little bit better than a starter camera. It is a solid camera. It's nice in the hands. I just love shooting on this camera. And in fact, I was able to remove the bottom plate here and had to fix a little bit of a mechanical issue that it had. It was getting stuck on the advancer, but that has been remedied. In fact, I made a video about it. You can watch that right here. I just love this camera. I guess maybe because I've worked on it a little bit, I've grown really affectionate to this camera, and it's just really nice in the hands. On this camera, I have a 35 to 70 millimeter lens on it. It is a variable aperture from 3.5 to 4.5, and it's just great for all occasions, honestly. Yes, it might not do that great in low light, but I'll be honest, most of the time that I've gone out, I've been using 400 speed film in pretty decent daylight and even overcast skies. But I do have another video where I actually took this bad boy out and shot stars on it in Joshua Tree. You might want to check that out right here. It's definitely the film camera that I've used the most in the past year of shooting film. However, let's move on to another camera, a beast of a camera, a super heavy camera, and that is the Canon TLb. This is also a 35 millimeter SLR. It was released, I think, in 1974, and subsequently two other cameras very similar to the Canon TLb came out, the Canon TX and the Canon FTB. So look out for those cameras if you're looking for a starter camera. I would suggest this camera. It's a tank of a camera, like I said earlier, but you can grab it for about $20 to $30 on eBay, and more often than not, that's with the lens. And I have some black and white Ilford HP5 36 exposures that I need to go shoot on this guy. So definitely am gonna get out soon. You're gonna see a lot more film photography on this channel. I just need to ramp it back up. I need to get these cameras out there and going. So that's the Canon TLb. Again, right now in this moment in time, I am not the go-to guy for all things film and film cameras. However, I'm gonna look back at this day and say, you remember when? That's right, but I'm having a blast and I love trying new things. So over the past year, I've just been shooting mostly, like I said, on the Olympus OM1 MD, but I really have a strong connection with the past and shooting film. So totally into it. Another camera that I do have, and I am hoping to get out there in the next couple months, is to shoot this Olympus PEN F. If you know anything about this PEN F, it's a unique camera. It has this gothic F on it right here. And this camera right here was manufactured from 1963 to about 1966. It runs about $175 on eBay, give or take. You can find it in the high range for about $250, on the low range for probably $120, but somewhere in that $175 area is probably where you're going to get this camera. It is really unique. It has a double stroke advancer, so you're gonna pull that twice to advance the film. The reason, like I said, I haven't taken it out is because when I click the shutter release button, it clicks, but it doesn't engage until I pull this advancer, and then you heard it. So there's something wrong in the mechanism. If you know something more than I do, which is probably the case for these film cameras, if you can let me know what the quick fix is here or what I might be doing wrong, because when I remove the lens and I go ahead and advance it, works just fine. No lens, this thing fires off just fine. So I'm wondering what's happening here in the mechanism. I'm gonna dive into this camera in the next few weeks and take it apart and get it fixed. But if you know what might be wrong, holler at me. Another cool thing about this camera is it's part of the half frame family. So that means what you're gonna get right here when you take an image is a portrait style half of an actual frame. For 35 millimeters. So that means for every roll of 24 exposures on a 35 millimeter film, you're gonna get double that. So you're gonna get 48 exposures. And if you have 36 exposures, you're gonna get 72. That's a lot of shooting. That's pretty cool. And that way you can try and work on a lot of diptychs or triptychs. If you don't know about those, watch my last video where I had fun mimicking film on a digital camera on my Canon EOS R. You can watch that right here. Okay, it's really something I'm looking forward to going and shooting. I just got to get it fixed. So the last three cameras we talked about were all 35 millimeter cameras. This, my friends, is a tank of a camera, super heavy, but really fun in the hand. I mean, it just feels like you're a filmmaker, and you will be with this camera. This is the Mamiya 645,000S. That just means that this camera has a shutter speed that will go up to 1/1000th of a second, where the previous model, I believe, went up to 1/500th of a second, if I'm not mistaken. So this is a really solid camera. It can be found on eBay for about $350, again, give or take. It has a lot of really cool features. This is not my first venture into medium format cameras. I did shoot the Agfa Ready Set camera, albeit not successfully, but I have shot that out in the field. I have some old videos that I actually have not completed because there are two parts to it, so that's coming in the near future. I'm just finding the right time to get back out to that location and shoot this market that I really enjoyed, that, and I found that it's a little bit north from here, and we'll get that done. We'll get that done, and we're gonna have some fun with that. But this camera I bought probably about 3 or 4 months ago, and it's just been sitting on the shelf. I got it for a good price, and I just couldn't pass it up. I knew I wanted to get into the removable lens medium format game, and I think this is a great camera to at least get started in learning about medium format. I definitely don't know all there is to know about this camera, but just like any other camera that you pick up, you're going to deal with aperture, you're going to deal with shutter speed, and you're going to deal with ISO. And with those three measures of light and dialing them in and getting that right in your head, then composition comes next, and that's what makes you the photographer that you are. So I really look forward to shooting this in the next couple months, so you're gonna see a lot more of this on the channel as well. There's also some uniqueness to medium format in just what type of film that it uses. So you're probably very familiar with 35 millimeter film, and this is the cartridge that it comes in if you're not. And this is 120 medium format film, and you can see that the 35 millimeter is about 2/3 the size. So those are my 4 cameras. That's my tour of my 4 cameras. Again, not an exhaustive look at any one of those cameras, but I just wanted to show you that photography comes in all shapes and sizes. So whatever you're shooting out there, whether it be digital or film, whatever the case may be, keep shooting, keep doing what you're doing, because photography is so much fun, and I'm glad that I'm able to engage with you on this channel, and that's what it's all about. All right, y'all, that's gonna do it. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. I appreciate you so much. Ring that bell to notify you of new videos when they come out. Like this video if you liked any part of it, and please leave me a comment down below. I'd love to talk to you and chat with you about film photography, digital photography. This channel is really picking up. I have had a blast growing it, and I'm growing with you, and I'm growing as a photographer, both in film and in digital, and I'm glad to have those conversations with you. I've had a lot of great comments, and I'm really looking forward to many more conversations with you. All right, you guys, until the next one, peace.